On episode 16, before I even unpause here, I just want to note that our log situation could be a little bit better. We're starting to lose out our trees over here. In the dry season, this should kind of wet back up as our tank fills up here. And also, I just kind of want to let it do this. Come on, do the thing. Yay! It's green again. Okay, awesome. So I really should probably just get rid of this. Well, I mean, just only trees back here, right? And I also realized at the end of, kind of near the end of that last episode, I talked about there is an argument for using the breeding pods versus the advanced breeding pods, and I realized I didn't actually say that what that argument was. And that argument is that when the beavers are small and adorable, they can go around gathering up all of their well-being score, right? They're going to go around to recreational buildings and get that score up before they get to work, right? If they just start off in the full-time job, they're going to have a very low well-being, and they're not going to do that job very well for that first day. And if they somehow manage to sneak into a pump on day one, that could be actually really bad. I mean, I have plenty of water. It's probably not going to be that bad, but there is an argument, and is it a good argument? I don't know, but it exists. Anyway, the agenda for today is I think we're going to blow a lot of dynamite. We're going to place a lot of dynamite. So let's just pop these. And yeah, we're going to place a lot of dynamite. We're going to blow a lot of dynamite. Get this connected. And hopefully also figure out how we're going to automate this. I'm probably going to need to move these depth sensors because I probably want my, again, if I'm going to do some sort of grandfather clock-like thing, I probably want that up here. But, well, we got a bad tide, so that's a skip. Well, we'll be back in a minute. But I have paused this farmhouse. I want to see if we can exist without this farmhouse and completely on this area down here. So, bad tide's a great time to test that. Other than that, we're kind of just throwing in dynamite. Looks like I can probably blow this up here. And then lay in some more. I'm not sure why I'm... Yeah. And then once these reach down to here, we'll blow all of that. Once these get... Well, yeah, so anyway. Well, 23 days. That's not that bad. And looks like they got this in, so let's go kablooey. Kablooey. And now we should be able to lay in this dynamite. And yeah, we want to bring this all the way down so that I can just get my power cable all the way over here. You know, I have noticed in these bad tides, even though, you know, this is kind of ridiculous, I haven't been losing my water pump over here because I guess when I diverted this stuff to not go this way and instead just come this way, this is not getting high enough to turn off my bad water, which is nice. On that, let's blow this, and then I can lay in one more set of dynamites. And yeah, they gotta build. There's more to be done, but this will at least let me get my power line all the way over to here where I permanently want it, and then we'll just temporarily connect it up like that. Okie dokie, and that's good enough. Kaboom. Wait, what? Oh, wait, one more layer. Oh, right, of course. Why am I doing doubles? I should not be doing doubles. I should be using triples. I mean, obviously, right now it doesn't matter because we're hitting the map. But, okay. Well, almost there. Well, we're back in the wet season, and as I'm laying in all this dynamite, which I'm going to go ahead and explode, sort of realized, you know, maybe I don't need to be dynamiting all this out. I can just put my buttresses on top of the dirt here, and it's fine. But it's too late now. He's done. So let's just get our power line in here, like so. And I guess I need a path under there so that they can go all, well, actually they can probably just build it from the top. As well, permanently we want a path under there anyway, right? So there's our path and our power lines, which will we'll fix the corner later. Same here. Same here. But, oh, that needs, last one needs, should be probably be, let's go vertical, up and over, something like that. And one platform up here. And you know what, let's just put platform here too. Platform there too. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're just shoving things in here. Really? Really? Again? Really? 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 Well, okay. Well, I want my droughts. I can't get up to a year-long drought if I don't get droughts. Well, no, it's okay. We're Beavers have a lot of stuff to do. Looks like all the dynamite here is almost in, except for one spot, because you know, they'll just have to get to it later. Because I've already demolished the staircase over there. Whoopsies. But yeah, we're just backing this up, and we're gonna start autosave. Start laying in dynamite over here as soon as they have things to do. They're working on it. I'm not in any hurry. Because I get another bad tide. Woohoo! And just like that, power is hooked up. It feels like I have infinite power until I do this, and suddenly I have no power at all. 33%. Oh boy. Let's not do that. But yeah, so if I shut these, right? I could do this very passively, right? So, and this was sort of my original plan before I thought, hey, I can probably use automation to make this a little bit better. But again, let's re-engage this. So this should, water comes up here, and it should flop out here. It should flop out here. Yeah, there we go. Set to, sure. So flop out here, and then it can, from here, it'll go through this dam into here, and then if I had another dam, it could go into this tank, and then if I had another dam, it could go into this tank, right? So I could very passively just sort of fill it this way. But I think I can do better. I think it can do better, because this is a lot of water that's sort of sitting here, and I want this to be sitting there as little as possible for obvious evaporation reasons, hopefully. But this is effectively pumping water from this tank to this tank, which is what I want. And then if it overflows, it'll go back into that tank. But okay, but I can't run this right now. I need to figure out the automation. I need to figure out my gravity batteries. But it's all hooked up, so let's I guess I can start popping some. Yeah, I need to pop this dynamite right here. What? No, I don't. No. Pop the dynamite. Pop the dynamite. And fill in a little bit more here, huh? And again, because again, this is tank, so this needs to all go down. Of course, they're not going to be able to reach that now. Oopsies. It's negligible. But so yeah, we're working on things. Yeah, I'm gonna let's spend some time trying to figure out this automation stuff. I'm not sure. Let's do that. Guess what we have? Everyone's favorite thing, flooding. Why? Because I took out one of these depth sensors in order to. I'll have to take out this one too, and I forgot to, because that immediately unhooks it from the automation, so it was just running all the time. So I just paused that. Great. Our tanks are full. And somehow we have no gears. They're working on it, I guess. Are you guys? I'd really like to. You guys, are you getting this one built? Okay, there's you took one gear all the way over there. Really, guys? Really? I guess. Okay. But I'm gonna take out this depth sensor too to connect up the power to these, and then I'll do these other ones. I'm not sure how I want one. I'm not sure. I guess I can just take the power off of here and come this way. That seems wise. But I don't think I want to actually build these gravity batteries until we get more of the, because I can build. It'd be a lot faster to build this way than to build all the way around like this, like I'm doing right here, which is annoying, but it must be done that way. Are we going to build this, please? Like, we're doing the thing where it's... Okay, it's built. Alright. Okay. Because I have to do this one at a time because there's not a lot, there's no path up there, like, it's not too wide, so I can't, it's hard for the beavers to work around here. But when we got there, we'll take out this path, and we'll re-put in our depth sensor right here. And then once one is built, we will tell them to build the other one. Because otherwise, they will, again, pause. So yeah, we'll take this one out. We might wait until just the dry season so that I don't get flooding again. Because it's everyone's favorite thing, but, so, we're working on it, we're getting there. Yeah. As soon as I plug these into here, these are going to start draining, and I don't really want that, so I'm going to have to do some adjustment. I guess I have to hook these up to automation somehow. Maybe I didn't actually ever need this clutch if I was going to automate these anyway. We're working on it. We're getting there. Okay, depth sensor's back in. We're about to have a drought. That means you can go away. You can pick up the things, and then I need to put in a power shaft right there. And that should mean that my pump stack is connected to my gravity batteries and will drain them completely, which is not actually what I really want them to do. But let's see how long this drought is. I mean, it should be like 161 days. Okay. Not that bad. Not that bad. But okay, so I'm gonna hook these up to something here. I'm trying to design the logic for the pump system. This is kind of where I'm at. So this is going to be depth sensors that say if 3 of the tanks are low, then these are AND gates. Or if it's almost the wet season. If it's almost the wet season, so this is an XOR gate that says this one activates early and this one turns on. So when one is on, it says wet season is soon, and when they're both on, it's the wet season, so it's not the wet season soon, so it's off. Or if it's somewhere not where the wet season is soon, it's also off. So if the wet season is soon, or the pumps are, or the 3 of the tanks are empty, don't run the pumps. And that's hooked up to a NOT gate, and this. So this is going to be 2 memory nodes. One's going to say, hey, is there power available? Right? If the power is, right, we're going to reset with the, when the battery charge is full. I haven't bothered to set actual things here, but, right, when the battery charge is full, that's why the cute little paths are my wires, right? But when the battery charge is full, right, this is going to be like a power available, right? And then over here, this is going to be for... This is going to have to be probably a little more complicated than it is right now. But when my final tank needs water, and I can't set these to any sort of reasonable value because they're too close to the ground here, right? If there is space available in the final tank, you know, we're going to say, hey, I have power, I have water, please activate the pumps, right? And as long as this doesn't say, right, so don't run the pumps. It's okay to run the pumps. And then I want to run the pumps, so then activate the pumps, right? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I hope the cute little power paths were helpful in visualizing what I want here. Obviously, I don't want to build it up there. I'll probably stick it somewhere over here. I'm not sure where yet. So again, that doesn't account the distributor. Now, it turns out I figured I don't actually need to hook up every single deep mechanical fluid pump. Only the bottom 4. Only the bottom 4, because these top ones will only run when there's water to be pumped. So they can just pump out the previous section. That does sort of run the risk of that, that infinite water exploit, but the devs have put down a post that says we fixed it, so or patch notes that say they fixed it. I haven't actually tested to see if they fixed it or not, but it should be fixed, so I shouldn't have to worry about the infinite water exploit. If I can just hook up all the pumps and shut them off, and we'll have a little bit more evaporation, which is a bummer, but it's that's where we're at. So we're only going to hook up the bottom 4 pumps to this system, and that should... Again, that doesn't tell me... I need to figure out some way to do this distributor yet. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. I could, right now, while I have just 2 tanks, I just hook up this, right? I just hook up this to these fill valves, and I just close these fill valves, and that would be good enough for, again, 2 tanks. But I really do want to figure out this distributed thing, so let's see what that's going to look like. Oh, also, they built this, which is impressive. Good job, guys. We have a 25... Oh, right now we're down at 22, but they built the thing. Go them. Okay, let's more logic. Okay, here's the prototype for the distributed logic. If this can be tank 1, if tank 1 is not full, run tank 1. Okay. If tank 1 is full and tank 2 is not full, run tank 2. Same idea, tank 3. Same idea, tank 4. If tank 4 is full, then use my suspension bridge Wi-Fi and tell my pumps to turn off. So I kind of added another extra thing to the don't run pump logic. And that should... That's the idea. This is going to have to change for this. I'm not quite sure what to do about that yet, because this is only looking at one of the tanks and not all of the tanks, right? Is there room in at least one of the tanks, right? As opposed to just my last tank. So this needs to be a little bit edited. Also, our log situation is apparently horrible right now. It's because they're working on tanks, and so let's give them something else to do. If I blow some dynamite here, let's just blow a lot of dynamite here. Let's just blow it all. Maybe not that one yet. Then I can come over here and say, hey guys, you can now do something that does not require logs, so that my log supply can recover ever so slightly. So let's just, what do I want to do here? I guess I can do a spiral staircase down. And, that should, oh, they're building it from the top. Of course they are. And now they can come in here and set off some more dynamite eventually, which is awesome. Where's my last dynamite? There we are. Okay. And then I'll need to, of course, do the access at some point. But now they have something that doesn't require logs to work on, so they can do that. Oh, it's already, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay. So they're working on that. I hope this logic makes sense. Again, I do need to figure out a better situation than just looking at the last tank. I'm kind of running out of empty flat areas to do Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, to do logic. So anyway, so this is just basically what this was times 4 connected. So if this tank has room, these are going to be OR gates. OR gate. It's just a pile of OR gates. Let's say basically, if one of the tanks, if at least one of the tanks says there's room, right, that's going to then go up to here to the request water thing. So that should be, that's a lot of depth sensors, but that should be the full logic that I want. I hope that makes sense. Now I have to figure out where I want to actually stick this logic. let the beavers actually build it. Oh yeah, look, my logs are great now. Now they're working on the dynamite instead of working on tanks. So with that, I think I can actually start. Where am I going to stick all these depth sensors? Can I stick depth sensors down here? Will that work? If I say, hey guys, depth sensor. Will that allow me to measure? No. So that'll only measure that high, which might be great for an empty sensor, but not great for you know, my set and reset sensors over here. So these have to be full height. So basically, these two are these two, I guess, right? And then I guess I could just stick one depth sensor down there as the is it empty question mark. These are not is it empty question marks. These are is it full question marks. Because if there's room, I want it to run. So no. These are my check if it's empty, right? Yeah, if 3 out of 4 tanks are empty, I don't want you to run. Right. Hopefully the final tank never gets empty. Right. That's maybe I could set up a some sort of annoying speaker thing that says your final tank is empty, you're about to die. But as far as, you know, again, I don't want to run the pumps if 3 of the tanks are empty, because that just means I'm taking water from here and putting it back into here while also increasing my evaporation, which would be very dumb. So okay, so yeah, let's. I think hopefully this logic makes sense. Again, so let's just shove it somewhere where the beavers can build it, huh? And where it's less more compact. I just realized if my logic circuit has this tank fill first, then if these depth sensors are going to be the same ones that I'm hooking up to this memory system over here, they're also going to turn off my aquifers as soon as the first tank is full, which would be really, really dumb. So I guess I can hook these up to the last tank. I guess that makes sense. But I see dynamite that needs exploding, so let's just do that. And that brings this tank down to its... Wait, what? What? Did I miss a spot? No, I missed a spot. Oh, how am I gonna... Yeah. I have to get all the way over there somehow. Oh, boy. Spending a lot of resources for no big payoff. It's okay. And I think this tank is also done, right? Oh, I missed a spot there too, but we'll get that later. Okay, that is now at its final height, which means I could probably put some trees in there if I wanted to. I'm not sure if I need to. Well, sometimes my logs is fine, sometimes it's not. It's probably going to be not soon, because as soon as they're gonna start building tanks again, and that's gonna, of course, cost a lot of logs. But okay, back to figuring out fitting this logic somewhere. I'm not sure how this happened, but I miscounted, and I need to go down one more level. So I have stuck in a path to let them get in, and yeah, I gotta take this down one more level. This won't be a problem. I can take that down from the top once they build tank. But okay. Yep. I was trying to put in my depth sensor to see if it's empty, and I was like, wait a second, this isn't the bottom. Oh well. I'm trying to put in my depth sensors here, and I can't really put them in until this dynamite blows. So there was not a lot of explosion there. It's okay. But now I can go back to doing this. I'm putting these up on a little platform because unfortunately again, due to the way that I'm draining these, once these get below the target height, another tank might start draining, and these would never reach empty because the other tank has taken over. I hope that makes sense. So I had to elevate these slightly so that, again, this has a threshold of 0.9 because we want this to drain to 0.9, which means I do lose a little bit of water that way, but it's less water than would have been lost than if there was a extra set of levees in here to make sure that everything drained. Anyway, it's fine. Yeah, so I need to go back to naming all these things. Okay, I think I have the logic all set up. So it's really complicated, but if I'll explain it in a minute, but let's unpause this finally. And this should, I'm going to say please build that. And then I guess I should, okay. The pump's running, which is good. We're draining our batteries, which is, let's engage the clutch. Okay, now we're draining our batteries slightly. So now we should be taking the water from this tank, and I can watch this depth drop very rapidly, and it's putting it into this tank, which is awesome. So, and then once this tank empties, the pumps should turn off because all three tanks should be empty, and therefore my logic that says, let's just make sure this works. We're getting really low here. Okay, the pumps are still running. Oh, because I'm an idiot and I didn't actually set this okay, so yeah, it wants the pumps off, which makes sense. Like, why are the pumps still running? Because I never actually, okay, so you automate to pumps are on. You know, this is kind of a really unwieldy. So we're going to copy settings to you and you and you. Okay. So now these are paused. These are not paused, but they're not running anyway, which means my power is refilling. Awesome. I can't really test this again because my tank is now saying it's empty. So it works. There is one big problem with the system though, that I know of. There could be multiple problems with this system, but I definitely know of one problem in the system, and that system is that these are never gonna fill up because they are going to spill out. The wet season's almost here. So what I can do is if I maybe I can just set the full measurement here to be very low. Like if I, instead of saying above 28, I say above, looks like 1, 2, 3, like 5 or something. And over here, maybe 2. Let's try that. So we're gonna say secondary tank is so this is charged, which means this says we should now have. This should say, oh, it never turned off because it never drained. Okay, that's fine. But yes, batteries are now full. Yeah, this is now hooked up. Yeah, so I got two little. They're way down here, but my power sensors are right here. So I have a battery full. Here's that memory toggle. I got my weather stations right here. So you should be saying that. Well, in about a day. In about a day, one of you will say, "Hey, this OR gate should turn on," which again will ban the pumps from running. Right now, the pumps aren't running, primarily because my 3 empties are on. So that means it's kind of buried way under here. It's buried way under here. So I think it's these ones. So yeah. So if the back tanks are empty and the secondary tanks are empty, and if the tanks are full or empty, or there's a wet season coming, don't run the pumps, right? It's a little bit crazy. And then of course, this is the double negative is if it's not don't run the pumps, then you're allowed to run the pumps if the pumps are wanted. So when are the pumps wanted? Well, when are the pumps wanted? That's somewhere down here again. So if each of these are like if the tanks have room, if any tank has room, and there is power available, then the pumps are wanted, right? So yeah, it's a little bit crazy. I think it's all fit in there. These are just some not gates on the full tanks, so that I kind of throw those in so that these will very nicely light up when the appropriate fill valve is activated. So right now this fill valve is activated because the primary tank is not full, and therefore any water that goes in here should go into the primary tank. Okay, so now, oh, yep, there. Okay, our wet season is soon, so that means our pumps are banned from running, even though, I mean, because the weather station is saying the wet season is soon. So that's good. Okay, I gotta do this. So I'm going to say secondary tank full is no longer 28.5, but instead, let's go with like 1.5. And then over here, we're gonna go. Oh, I guess I can blow this. Poochoo. And then tertiary tank is full. Is not full. How much room do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just go with 8. Let's go with 7.5. Mostly, I just want to make sure this runs. Okay, so I've lowered my. That's going to maybe cause errors with this, because these are never going to say that they are low. I don't know. Let's just sort of let it run and see what happens here. Because the secondary tank. Okay. Let's just on camera try to do logic here. Okay. Right here. Okay, secondary tank has room. Okay. So right now it'll reset. Okay, when the reset is full, the reset should override, I think. Or maybe not. Let's just watch what happens. Okay, so first, we are filling up, and we're realizing that our water is not going over into our pumps because I never hooked this up to our distributor yet. So we're going to break everything by filling up the Okay. So this is because this tank should never be full. Oh boy. So what's going to happen is this is going to fill up, and then this is going to realize that this is full, and it's going to say all our tanks are full. Well, not this exactly, but the logic is going to say that all the tanks are full. But okay, but now this has realized that there is water in this tank and there is room in this tank. So now our pumps are taking water from here over to here, although not actually, because this isn't actually emptying, because this is so now right now this water seep has priority. We're draining our batteries. We're taking the water over here. Yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful to watch it run. Let's see. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to fill up the primary tank on one battery charge. is what I'm sort of getting here. Once I get, again, I can probably start, since I've already cut it off here, I can definitely start plopping in another set of gravity batteries over here. Alright, good. But now, oh, look at that! We emptied out. The power available says recharge the batteries, and so the pumps are not wanted because I'm not saying that it's kind of, I mean, maybe the pumps maybe the power available should go into this double negative. It's fine. What's not fine is that I mean, I need to get this water coming in here, because otherwise we're going to have weirdness. We're also going to have weirdness because this primary tank is, again, hooked up to all of these things. So we're going to... there's some work to be done. But I think I got the logic in, and it mostly sort of works. We'll sort of try to sneak through this wet season. I kind of want to just let this run. I want to watch it, see if it's actually working, but the logic is hooked up. I hope I explained the logic. I have no idea if I successfully explained the logic, but it seems to be mostly working, except where it's not. So as soon as I get this water coming into here, and as soon as I get these tanks walled off, we should be good, I think. I hope. I really hope. I'm not sure. Let's run for. Okay. So as soon as these batteries get to the top, we should see this switch on, which should switch our pumps back on. Let's see if that happens. Just a little bit further. Just a little bit further. Just a little bit further, and click. It's on. We're draining. The pumps are running. Amazing. And now water is coming back into our primary storage. Awesome. Okay. And obviously, it'd be either good to, I mean, just hooking up more power would make the system run better, right? Because we're obviously draining faster than we're draining our batteries faster than we're filling them. I could also have, like, just turn off my stuff over here, because currently everything's just hooked up and it's all draining the same thing. I could probably also hook these up. I haven't done that, but there's work to be done. There's work to be done. And then as soon as we get down to the bottom here, it should... autosave. Okay, and these have stopped. The pumps have stopped. Perfectly, yeah, just during the autosave, so I didn't actually get to... is there still water? Okay, no, the water, okay. Yeah, the water evaporated. Okay, the pumps are stopped. Okay, and then... Okay, this is now full, and it's now filling over here, which... Okay, so now... So... My tanks... my pumps should not turn on now, because this tank is very, very, very full. And, you know what? It's very, very, very full. It's, what are you guys doing? Are you turning these off? Okay, these are off. Okay. Okay. So, these tanks are full. These tanks are not full. So now we're filling the secondary tank. Oh, we're filling the secondary tank because the primary tank is full if the pumps were running. But the pumps are not going to run. One, because this is saying our battery is not charged. And also, this is saying that our last tank is full. So the secondary tank should not. So this is bug in the system, because this final tank is full. The secondary and tertiary tanks are not going to fill. But that's only because we're not. So, okay. So, I guess I didn't have to worry about setting this to a different value because it's not going to run anyway, huh? So we can go back up to 28.5, and you can go back up to 28.5, because we're definitely going to be able to manage to get all these tanks built before the next drought, right? Definitely, no problems there, or the end of the next drought, or the next wet season. If there's a bad, if there's a bad tide, we might have. It's fine. It's working. Okay. I'm gonna end the episode here. It works. It's so great. It's so great. I think next time we do need to get the water from here over to here, and so it's not going through this little hole in the. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm not sure what that's gonna be, but I'm gonna worry about that next episode. Awesome. See you next time.